Once again, we start our C block off here on 163 with just the tips. Just the tips with Stanley McFadden.
What's going on, Media Virus family? It's your boy Big Daddy, the love doctor, professor of ecology from the U of V, bringing at you episode number 70 of Just the Tips. Tonight's episode, as you can see, a study released by the Journal of Sexual Medicine. This is Harvard shit. All them egg-haired nerds doing actual research have determined that oral sex makes your penis bigger. What that means is exactly what I've been saying for 69 episodes. Ladies, suck that man's dick. See, we as men, we all know that not every erection is created equal. Sometimes we got a good one, sometimes it's not as good. But this is exactly the proof of that phenomenon. See, it's all about the stimulation. So, ladies, if you want your man's dick to be bigger, thicker, harder, you have to stimulate it. Because the erection that we get by fantasizing or simply by looking at you and becoming aroused in a sexual situation may be a good one. It's not as good as it can be if you put it in your mouth. So learn to pleasure your man so that he can then pleasure you. You ain't cute enough to get through your life not doing any work for it. You want him to give it to you good, give him the ability to give it to you good by sucking that man's dick. It's right there for you. Journal of Medicine. All right, Big Daddy, Media Virus Podcast, just the tips. I'll see y'all next time. Till then, happy fucking.
Normalized frequent fellatio. That's
normalized frequent fellatio. Suck that man's dick.
Now, see, as I was putting the show together today, had I actually watched, I downloaded it and I checked it to make sure it worked. Had I actually watched it, I would have had a better, I would have maybe gone into that story after your just the tips. Since we're getting advice from folks, I found this that I wanted to share with everyone.
Rid of a bitch right before Christmas so you don't have to buy her nothing. Wait for her to say some dumbass shit, and then instead of being quiet about it, you argue with her. And then you call her a bitch. After you call her a bitch a couple times, she's gonna be forced to hit you. Then you call the police and tell them exactly what happened. You tell them you was arguing with this woman, you called her a bitch, and she hit you. The best part is, her dumbass is gonna be proud of it. When the police show up, she's gonna be like, yeah, I hit him, he called me a bitch. She's gonna leave in handcuffs, and you're gonna be minus a bitch.
I thought that was...
That's good information to have.
I really thought that was, I thought that was solid advice, man. Oh, sorry.
It can be, but here's the downside to that. So if the police get called because of an act of domestic violence, they come out, someone gets put in handcuffs. Now, if you have a woman that is willing to lie and say he hit me too,
yeah, no, then you're going to jail too. But
Now that being said, if you end up going to jail for the holidays, then you still don't have to get her a Christmas present.
It's either way, it works.
You might get your dick sucked,
and you will get frequent fellatio in prison,
and maybe some toilet wine.
You may not be on the right end of that fellatio in your mind, but you'll get frequent fellatio.
Have you guys heard of the booty man?
Nope.
Is that porno magazine from like the 1990s that like big butts?
No.
No.
No, not at all.
No,
This
no,
there
categorically.
Daddy wants to
I
talk
found a
to you
bunch of
after the
those in a
show.
gas station once when I was in high school.
no the booty
They're
man
up above the
is
ceiling.
the booty man is an older black guy who was talking on some program, might have been 60 Minutes, about the importance of booty in jail. And he says to the interviewer at some point during this interview, he says,
Sometimes
like,
I use honey. Sometimes I use jam. Is that the one?
no, he turns to the interviewer and he says, like you, I like you and I want you. And the interviewer completely like seizes up in the face. I'll maybe he'll make an appearance on Just the Tips.
Okay.
Well, I didn't want to get into this one right away. This wasn't what I had planned, but I want to transition into like our Christmas special. This is our Christmas special, right? So
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas, everybody, and we have some Christmas traditions, and I wanted to start with those, but I'm going to go with this one first, just because it leads. Ready?
I saw Santa by the Christmas tree, laying out some presents for my brother and me. He blew me over with a candy cane stick, and then he bent me over and he fucked me with his dick. Hey Santa, whoa, hey Santa. Santa went and fucked me in my ass on Christmas Eve. Oh yeah.
Matt.
Now I know why the kids down the street got better presents than me.
Never
After Bill with the home run. Oh, that was fantastic. I thought everybody would enjoy that.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
And you know, like I said, we have some traditions, and this is one of them. These two are like for us, the reading of "'Twas the Night Before Christmas" or the singing of Silent Night. So we're gonna
Santa bringing his Yule log.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Scoop Johnson live from Wickersham Field, where the 69th Air Battalion has been dispatched to defend against anti-far aircraft that have launched an attack on Christmas. It began moments ago when a small dog, reportedly a beagle, was spotted piloting a commensurately sized doghouse embellished with all manner of holiday regalia. He was confronted by a pair of nondescript, gender-nonspecific flying machines operated by Z, Zer, or Zim. The dog radioed the tower declaring an emergency, and the dog fight ensued. The beagle had a clear advantage, being a dog and all, and so was handily defended against the attack. As the 69th joins the skirmish, Antifa is bolstering their offensive with what appears to be small planes piloted by women. Matty, this reporter will be taking cover, as in his experience, women can barely drive cars and therefore really have my asshole puckered by flying over me in planes. Back to you in the studio, Matt.
it is. It's like the reading of, you know, it's like watching The Grinch. Like, it's not Christmas till I've seen him up at Christmas Carol.
You know, if we had our own channel, we could do like they do with the Christmas Story and just play that on a 24-hour loop.
I think we should. I'm going to set it up so it just streams that. Well, actually, it would stream that, and there's always this. This was pure gold. No script.
Hey guys, this is Staff Writer Bill here, and I'm here with Shitty Santa. And today we're going to talk about Christmas.
Get the fuck off me.
Off me.
Hand me the bell.
So,
Merry fucking Christmas, Bill.
you're welcome.
Billiam.
So, I heard that Santa died last year, and now you're the new Santa Claus.
Yeah, Santa died of COVID. You know, he had all the risk factors. He was old, but a lot of people didn't know this. Diabetic.
Old diabetic.
Old and diabetic. Everybody was leaving cookies and shit out for him, and he didn't want to. Like that was another thing too. Is his sugar was always running so goddamn high all through January. All right, he almost lost a leg.
So here's the question: if you're the new Santa, does that mean you get the reindeer and Mrs. Claus?
Well, I did get the reindeer. Mrs. Claus, you know, she ain't no beauty no more. I mean, that ass is kind of saggy. Her tits are nice. Still nice tits.
Nice tits.
But her ass is kind of saggy, and it's, you know, and she's such a bitch all the fucking time. Just nagging.
So does that mean you get your eyes on the elves?
Well, no, the elves. We had to put down the elves because you know there's only so many elves like in the world. The inbreeding becomes too much, and the offspring becomes sterile with huge jaws. So big jaws. Yeah, we had these huge jawed elves running around with you know and they couldn't function on any towards the end. You couldn't teach them. You couldn't teach them nothing. They would just literally fling their own poo. Like the workshop was just literally a huge toilet. So then we reached out to China, and some of those were able to commandeer some of those sweatshops for our own use.
So I heard that there's a war on coal right now, and that it might be pretty valuable to get coal for Christmas. So a lot of people don't see it as punishment anymore.
Well, you know, you could look at it like people always look to, oh, I got coal in my. You were able to keep your family warm for at least 20 minutes with a coal in your stocking.
That's true.
And nobody ever thought about that. Nobody ever. And that's why coal in the stocking is a punishment, because if you were a good kid, you'd be like, look, mommy, I got coal. We can be warm. Maybe Grandpa will live. But no, I got coal in my stocking. And these kids today, they don't even get, you know, they don't even care. They don't even know what coal is. They're all worried about their fucking carbon footprints. Yeah.
So I heard there's some major cost-cutting initiatives at the North Pole right now. I heard with the raise in property values, you've been selling off some land you don't need.
It's a shame because it's slow in the middle.
Reindeer have been dropped off at the butcher shop. Like, I hear things real. It's not like it used to be up there.
No, it's not like it used to be. We don't even need the fucking reindeer anymore. I mean, with you know, there's limitless ways of getting things from one place to another. You don't need some fat guy in a sled once. You're fucking up the, like, you know how many airplanes that almost hit me? Like, and I figured out after a while, like, I'm the asshole, right? Because like they don't expect me there. There's millions of people trying to get to where they're going, and there I am fucking flying around. Anyway, so we just cut that shit out. Yeah, I had Vixen steaks the other night. They were fucking delicious. They were.
Did they drop that breaking and entering charge from last year?
Yeah, well, I made the mistake of going down the chimney of an atheist, and I called the cops. It was a whole big thing. I explained to the cops. I said, look, I'm fucking Santa Claus. And, but I think it was the fact that I had all of his silverware in my bag. That
was it real silver?
It was real silver.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's free. It's with the cookies and milk.
I'm like,
right?
right. Well, that's the thing. I've been dropping shit off to this fuck's house. I've been going. I've been saying right. And I didn't know he was.
Is he like 50?
Like you how can you be an atheist and every Christmas wake up with a fucking Christmas present that you didn't buy for yourself? So you go, how did this Christmas present get here? Oh, maybe it fucking evolved there. No, it was a miracle.
I heard that there is somebody more important on Christmas than you. And I want to know if this is true. They're telling me that there's this guy named Jesus Christ, and he's our Lord and Savior, and that he's the reason for the season, not you.
I mean, technically, he's the reason.
He's the reason for the season, folks. There you go. But, Merry Christmas, not Happy Holidays.
You can say Happy Holidays. What's wrong with that?
It's a war on Christmas. We go over this every year. What side are you on? Your Santa Claus?
Yeah, if somebody says Happy Holidays, that's fine. I don't care.
It's a real.
It's a real beard, yeah. Not a fake Santa Claus. I'm Santa Claus.
We
Christmas Eve is a holiday. Christmas Day is a holiday. New Year's Eve is a holiday. New Year's Day is a holiday. There's fucking 4 holidays right there. And I mean, even if you want to get into the okay, there's other holidays. There's the Jewish holiday of Hanukkah. There's that one.
It's
It's
pretty
liberal,
liberal,
over, right? I mean,
pretty
it's
liberal
over now,
Santa Claus here.
I don't think I'm a liberal Santa Claus. I'm just a fucking rationalist. I mean, how fucking hard is it? You don't know what somebody else believes. It doesn't even fucking make sense. Just say Happy Holidays. You can say Merry Christmas if you want. I don't give a shit. But I'm not going to chastise somebody for saying Happy Holidays.
Well, guys, you heard it here first. Santa Claus has moved on to the other side in the war on Christmas.
What other side?
I don't know. Those people that get mad when you say the word that starts with a C and ends with a mus. You didn't even ask me what I wanted for Christmas.
I don't care. I haven't cared what you wanted for Christmas in 15 years.
Here I wanted you to be happy. Look at that. Well, guys, there you have it. The world's shittiest Santa Claus.
Those are two like Christmas. Like I don't feel like it's Christmas unless we've, pulled those out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not really peeing in that shot, just so you know. That's just a.
That's him passing a kidney stone.
You just took it out to show Bill.
I did. So there's one more TikTok, and it's not really Christmas related, but I want to share this guy with Bill too, because this dude, I want him for the show. You guys, I mean, Shipmate might want to look into this guy. He's really our kind of guy. Here we go. Ready?
Hey, great work on that. All right, Brian, what's the update on your 3 slides?
Yeah, so I did finish those 3 slides last night. Let me go ahead and share my screen. So I did my 3 slides by Brian. On the second slide, profits, and I did send this to the client. Just waiting to hear back. And then
Brian, you sent this to the client?
Yeah, but Kate reviewed it, so we should be all set there.
Brian, what are you talking about?
I'm literally speechless, Brian. That graph had 0 numbers on it. And this is the 3rd time you've done something like this.
So I thought...
Matt, is there any way that we can get tech on this so that we can reverse that email?
I think we need to reverse losing a client is what we need to do, because that is something a 4th grader would have made in a computer class.
Okay.
I think that's the end of it. It's hard to tell when the thing's in. I want to just real quick. I want to watch his slideshow again because it was fucking fantastic. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Hey, great work on that. All right, Brian, what's the update on your 3 slides?
Yeah, so I did finish those 3 slides last night. Let me go ahead and share my screen. So I did my 3 slides by Brian. On the second slide, profits, and I did send this to the client. Just waiting to hear back. And then
Brian, you sent this to the client?
Yeah, but Kate reviewed it.
The last slide is the end.
Brian, what are you?
He's the kind of guy we need on staff. I know that much.
That man is efficient.
He didn't fuck around with a bunch of stupid shit, you know?
How did the profits look? Profits look up.
That's right. Somebody popped in and then popped right out. They're like, oh, nope. Getting on to the Christmas theme. I found this. I got to go to the link list and pull it up, but I there we go. It's stories of how people found out that there was no Santa Claus. So let's just real quick, since you're the youngest here, Bill, we're going to start with you. How did you find out?
From bullying. I was 9 years old. I believe Santa was coming. I was writing notes, and I got bullied. And my mom pulled me to the side and said, if you want to just stop being bullied, realize the other kids are telling the truth. That Santa Claus isn't real. That's kind of how I figured out. It was fucked up.
You were just getting bullied.
So she basically told you that you deserve those ass whippings?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what I got out of it.
Yeah.
You know, I one of the things I absolutely love about Ryan, my son, is he is 20. We have flat out told him there is no Santa Claus. But he like refuses to not believe in Santa Claus. It's really Santa Claus makes him happier. So he's because who wouldn't want to live in a world where now I found out there was no Santa Claus when my mom had me wrapping my own presents.
Damn.
Yeah, that was it was a tough.
Christmas, she really said elf you, Maddie.
Yeah. What about you, Pete? How did you find out? Or are you just finding out now that there's no Santa Claus? Pete, you there?
Oh, he's stuck on mute.
How did you find out there was no Santa Claus, Pete? Jesus Christ, can you pay attention?
Find out there was no Santa Claus. I think I was just a very astute young man, and I caught my parents wrapping all the gifts in the basement.
So you were snooping, trying to find Santa Claus. You figured out it was your parents.
Yep.
Now, it's just my luck. This link is not fucking working. I don't know how you doing over there, Mike.
I'm fine.
Sorry?
I'm right here.
I said Mike. But what about you, Big Daddy?
You asked me that already.
Big Daddy.
My older brother is 2.5 years older than I am. So he told me when I was before kindergarten. And so I decided to try to prove him wrong. So on Christmas morning, I set out a bunch of micro machines around the living room of the apartment that we were sleeping in. And then I had some more micro machines around like the floor of my bedroom. And my mother stepped on them and woke us up by beating us.
I mean, that's a beatable offense, I feel.
Yeah.
It's a beatable offense. So that's how I found out. Yeah.
I'm going to point out they were micro machines, not Legos.
Yeah, I mean they were rip-off micro machines, whatever the hell that was called.
They weren't Legos. I don't really feel like that was a beatable offense.
When I was no, it definitely is. Any kind of Matchbox car, anything in the middle of the night. But I remember one time my neighbor, and he was like a little bit older than me, and he had a kid who was 2 years older than Matt. And so when Matt was a baby, this kid was like 2, right? And 2 or 3. He was still like big-eyed and stuff, you know what I mean? And would believe anything you told him. So I went into this elaborate fucking story about how one time I saw Santa Claus. Yeah. But I thought it was an intruder, so I shot him with a shotgun. But he kept coming back to life. I scared the shit. I scared the shit out of the kid.
You're a terrible individual.
Dude, his dad was dude, for months he was pissed off at me. And I worked for him. He was my boss.
I mean, at least in the story, he lived.
Yeah, well, that's right. I thought I was like building up the, you know,
the immortality angle,
and tried to kill him, but you know,
But
I guess
then
first,
time to live for.
yeah, that was. I mean, it might have been. Looking back, you know, a lot like you know, telling kids that we're going to play hide and go seek when you're in the woods, and then just drive away. I've done some things. I've done some regrettable regrettable things to. It sounds. I don't want to say it.
It's
now.
like the ads on the radio. You know, you don't have to be a perfect, person to be a perfect parent. You know,
that's right.
Those PSAs.
But so one of the posts here is I no longer believed in Santa when my dad signed it Greg and then just crossed it out and wrote Santa.
Damn.
That's harsh. Well, not for nothing, dude. Especially for a dad, Christmas is a pain in the dick because all your money, you might get a bonus, everything gets spent, and then that fat fucking bastard gets all the fucking credit. You still got that? You still got that Santa suit, Bill?
Yeah, it's somewhere.
Because it's kind of late now, but I was thinking we should do a skit where Santa does a PSA on for and do the bit where I go, Christmas time is really a bad time for attempted suicides. So then Santa Claus giving advice on how to commit a better suicide, be more successful at it.
Wow.
So that was not kind of what I was expecting. I was,
Damn, Maddie.
I was expecting you to go to pick fights with mall Santas or something. You know what I mean? Show up and be like, he took my job. He took my job. You know what I mean?
So he doesn't even speak English. Another immigrant taking an American's job. Have just wild turkey on my breath.
Yeah. Took my goddamn job.
Another post here is my mom told me that Santa wasn't real at a young age because I was terrified of him. The thought of some old guy in my house just freaked me out. And especially after some guy told me that he shot him with a shotgun. He wouldn't die.
Right.
Yeah, wow. That's fair. That's fair.
I found out my dad wasn't real when I put expired milk in the cookies. My dad was in the bathroom for 7 hours.
Oh.
Wow.
God damn.
Somebody put motion decor under the Christmas tree to get Santa. It's gay.
Okay, on that note, I have to go clock in. So I will wish you all Merry fucking Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Big Daddy. Thanks for stopping in. Tell us about what you got going on.
Nothing for the month of December. So for the rest of December, I'm going to do fucking nothing. And then in January, everything picks up again. So my Christmas gift to myself is the same thing that, no. I'm not going to say that. So my Christmas gift to you, the viewing audience, is one tip. One tip for Christmas. When Christmas morning comes, jump on that man's Yule log, ringle his jingle bells, go down on his North Pole, tickle his jingle bells, and come
really
all you faithful.
Slurp on his eggnog.
Slurp on his eggnog, and come all you faithful.
There you go. And just as a parting note, Big Daddy, this person said, I knew Santa wasn't real when my dad asked me to leave out beer and fries instead of cookies and milk.
Okay, I'm down with that. Just leave Santa a cheesesteak. Yeah. Actually, that's not good.
Yeah, I wouldn't pass up a cheesesteak.
Leave Santa a cheesesteak and some amaretto.
There you go. That's the plan, right?
All right. I will see y'all next time.
All right, man. Thanks for popping in. Appreciate it.
Yep. Merry Christmas, guys.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Here's someone that just stopped believing in Santa last year when they moved into their own apartment and there's no presents under their tree Christmas morning. That's pretty late. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Someone stopped believing when Santa they went to the mall and they saw Santa on 2 different floors.
Yeah,
I mean, it's kind of like if you're what's that?
Can't be 2 places at once.
No, you can't be.
I'm dying over here, man. I've been up since 2:00.
Well, once the
In the morning?
Yeah.
This person says once the tooth fairy
Oh,
forgot
okay.
me, and I cried after I told my mom why I was crying. I hear, "Ah, fuck," under her breath, and I cried harder because that meant Santa wasn't real. I mean, there's a bunch to go through. We can, if you want to, throw in the towel. We've been going for a while. It's a long enough video.
What else you got? What else you got? I'll try to stay with it for a little bit. Gesundheit.
All right.
Sorry. Bless you.
My dad got high and told me Santa wasn't real when I was little. It's Santa. That's not real, man. Don't believe in dumb shit. Not for nothing, but we spend most of the beginning of our kids' lives lying to them.
Yep.
You know what I mean? The Easter Bunny and the Tooth Fairy and my mom told me Santa wasn't real. My mom told me Santa wasn't real when I asked if Jesus worked for him. It's confusing, man. A lot of these little kids about dumb shit, and they every kid in the world. I don't know if you got drugged to church, but who's liking my video there? But I don't know if you've ever been drugged to church, but every little kid is told they're going to Jesus's house or God's house, and they have to be good. Right? So every kid goes into fucking church and thinks, well, where's God? I want to see him. I mean, that's, isn't that what you thought when you were a kid?
Not really. I mean, kind of understood the idea that, like, not a physical person.
I knew I had to behave in church or I'd get the shit kicked out.
Well, that was the thing, but I was always like, where is he?
That's what they made Game Boys for, Mike.
Oh, yeah. My parents would never let me fucking do. There's no fucking way. There is no way.
I was usually in church with my grandparents, and we had to do the religious calisthenics.
They give you the Game Boy.
Oh, Catholic Church?
Oh, yeah.
Sit, stand, kneel, repeat.
It's like aerobics for religious people.
Yeah, it really is. This person's got a grandmother that's right after my own heart. I discovered that Santa wasn't real, and my grandmother said she didn't want no fat fuck taking her credit for her gifts. Right? You get sick of that shit.
And it's cute because a little old lady said it.
Yeah, but grandmoms don't have to supply Santa. That's a parent's job.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I figured out Santa wasn't real when I was younger, when my school bullies would get presents from Santa. That's why people stop believing in God. Why stop believing in Jesus? Why do good things happen? Good things happen to bad people? Or why do bad things happen to good people?
I'd like to know.
When I was younger, my mom took me shopping and said, "Welcome to being Santa," and I cried.
Wow.
Some of these people had a mean streak, and I like it.
Brutal, man.
Yeah. When Dad should have used his inside voice. I stopped believing in Santa when I heard my dad say, "Should I say this one's from Santa?"
I don't have a specific memory of not believing.
I kind of just remember at one point when I was not young, but like 13-ish, 12-ish, I think, having to wrap my own presents and being told that I was too old to believe in Santa Claus.
Okay.
But so this person stopped believing in Santa when she was 4, and I was in line waiting, and when it was my turn, I pulled his beard. That's an old trick.
Yeah.
Pulling the beard. Even Staff Writer Bill tried to pull that one in when he was interviewing Santa Claus.
That's why if you're gonna be Santa, you gotta grow the full beard and commit to it.
I thought I had a great beard back then.
You did have a full beard, and that's what I'm saying. Is like You know, I feel like if you're going to be Santa Claus, you be Santa Claus. You know,
I'd make an even better Santa now because I think I've put on like 40 pounds.
there you go.
This person
could be
found
your
out Santa
calling.
was- That's right.
Think of how many little kids' days you would make if you just walked around the mall for a day dressed as Santa and just didn't say anything. Just random Santa spottings.
I carded Santa once.
Did you?
Yeah, I worked for a drugstore chain here in northern Delaware, and the one store I was in, one of our customers was Santa Claus, and he came in, and I was ringing him up on the register, and he handed me a credit card, and I looked at it, and it said Santa Claus, and I looked back at him, and granted, he was dressed as Santa Claus, but when somebody hands you a credit card that says Santa Claus, you gotta the next thing you say is, I'm gonna need to see some ID.
So did his ID say Santa Claus?
It did, but he was really reluctant to give it to me, and boy, was he pissed the fuck off.
So I don't know the name, but if you look it up, there's in the UK for a while they were trying to catch this guy who kept on. He was like the worst driver of all time. He got 60 tickets in a couple months. Turns out they thought it was a name, but it was the word driver's license in Polish on the top.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
that was in Ireland.
Yeah, they thought it was the same guy, but it's really just the Polish word for driver's license.
I saw that. I was laughing at that. That was pretty good.
Yeah, Santa Claus threatened to call the boss and have me fired.
Can you imagine getting fired because Santa Claus was pissed off at you? You're definitely getting nothing for Christmas. I'll tell you that right now.
Again, like I said, when someone hands you a credit card and the name on the credit card is Santa Claus,
right?
You have to ask.
Pretty much. I mean, I get it.
It's like if somebody walked in and handed you a credit card that said Mickey Mouse, you're like, okay, I'm going to need to see your ID, please.
When I was the manager of a Halloween adventure store, this kid comes in and asks for an application, and his mother's with him.
Right.
And I thought this was weird, right? To bring your mom to fill out an application. He fills out the application, he hands it in, and she stops him and she goes, I want you to know, and she hands me his ID. She goes, I want you to know this is not a joke. That is his real name. And when I looked down on the application, it said Ronald McDonald.
Can you imagine if she wasn't there, how many people would pass over him?
That's exactly it. There was no way I was taking that kid seriously. Right. I would look at Ronald McDonald and fucking toss it in the.
I would have hired him for the story at that point.
I literally did. You know what he got fired for? So
eating Wendy's fiery roast beef.
No, I had to fire him for this. We were on the second floor of a mall, and the back door was like a half tunnel that you could see.
Right.
He took the colored hairspray.
Right.
And tagged the back of the store with colored hairspray. Like a beautiful tag.
Right. What was his tag?
You ready?
Yeah.
His fucking name. He wrote Ron in big fucking letters.
I thought you were going to tell me like Ronald McDonald.
No, it was just Ron and this big like RON and this big like, like you could see it from the parking lot. and my district manager comes in And he's like, who graffitied the back wall? And I'm like, I don't know. He's like, I have a guess. It's probably Ron. And I was like, I didn't even know it had been done. Like, he did it that day. Like, Vince was coming. This dude was coming, and Ronald McDonald decides it's a good idea to get all different cans of colored hairspray. He didn't pay for them.
That's why you had to fire him.
It's one of the reasons I had to fire him, but mainly for that was one of the questions Vince asked. He's like, did anybody ring up Ronald for any spray hair color? I'm like, no, we didn't. But you couldn't even stick up for the kid.
No,
you couldn't. Like, you can't be like, oh, you can't prove he did it. Yeah, it's his fucking name. I looked at it like, I gotta fire you for being stupid. You know what I mean? Like, there's no getting, like, if I thought I could save you in any respect, I would. There's no way.
I had to fire a kid for eating out of the damage bin.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
That really does suck.
Yeah, he was snacking out of the damage bin, and somebody caught him.
It's fucking damaged.
Yeah, but there was a whole legal thing that went with it.
No, I know. But still. Oh my God. Well, I think we've made it through the list.
Yep. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. We had some other shit to dig into, but not.
Yeah, we'll Happy New Year you next week.
Yeah, we will. We will Happy New Year. And I want to thank Staff Writer Bill for popping in.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure to have Staff Writer Bill here on the show from the Disruptive Minds podcast. See that? How many mentions did you get this week, Bill? How many? Did you count?
How many what?
How many mentions did you get this week?
About 7.5, I think.
We only mentioned because we fucked up the first time.
Yeah, you fucked it up the first time.
That's only half a mention.
Yeah.
It's like, what's his podcast? The Disruptive what? What do you call that shit?
Like when I called it the Dispersive Minds by accident because I didn't spell it right, and like nobody told me about it until like episode 7.
That's funny. That is funny.
So we were Dispersive Minds for the first 5 weeks of our existence.
Hey man, you still got followers, you still got listeners.
Yeah.
You got a hell of a lot more than we do. We got one person tuned in. I don't know who. It's probably Pete.
Pretty good.
It actually is me.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah.
I put you up on my other screen over here.
I'm
glad we
glad
gotta do. We gotta just like start watching these videos daily till we falsify, a level of viewership to the point where other people are like, "Wow, they got a couple hundred views. Let's see what this is about."
Yeah. Well,
see,
dude, this is the year we're getting shit done.
That's right.
Because I guarantee you, I'll be able to fucking download this from YouTube.
So I had a couple ideas for you guys. I'll run by you then once we get off air. But I had 2 really funny ones.
All right. Well, you know what? I'm ready to bring it home, Mike. How you feeling?
I think we can bring it home. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on the Media Virus Podcast, episode 163. This has been the C Block. Always a pleasure to have you. And on behalf of Big Daddy, Grease Monkey Pete, Staff Writer Bill, and our illustrious leader, Matty Rockduff, I'm Professor Mike Latours coming from to you live high atop Uncle Butch Studios. Reminding you to watch the Media Virus Podcast or listen to the Media Virus Podcast or just tell everybody else to do it. You don't even have to do it. Just tell everybody else to do it. And we'll see you back here next week for another rousing episode of the Media Virus Podcast.
Okay, so this is a stronger boat, right?